Welcome everybody to another little session here at Tanks. I'm using my Scorpion G in this game. It's a Tier 8 premium German tank destroyer. Turreted, however, very light turret, as you can clearly see. Not much armor covering the turret itself, so I gotta be careful when it comes to HE rounds. I gotta be careful when it comes to, high explosive anti-tank rounds. Anything that can one-shot this tank definitely will. But anyway, let's get started here. I end up trying to go over here, but realize that I need to actually be on the much more uneven side of the map with, practically where all the tank destroyers really have a good time. That's where I'm going to be headed, so let's speed it up a bit. The Scorpion G is a pretty fast tank, which is what I do love about it, is that, like this is full speed. At right about 60 kph is what you can expect out of it. It accelerates rather slowly, but other than that, it's pretty decent. Penetration on this gun is great, accuracy on this gun is great, power on this gun is great. The only problem is that the turret traverse is pretty lame, so basically you gotta have your enemies, right in front of you in order to really appreciate this tank. But anyway, let's go back to my view here, and we're gonna roll up the hill. And this is basically where I just like to camp out. I spot this lore 40 and I move up to take a look at it, or just to have a good view of where he is. And then I just sit tight. There's a Sturv 74 moving down the hill. The stupid guy stops. Put 478 damage into his turret. Keep in mind his total health is about 700. Yeah, he's eliminated quickly. So that was one hell of a punch if his total health was 700. Now, Dewey Dan 123 here decides to sit right in my line of sight and for some reason move backward and forward trying to spot the hill. Even though, there's Satan 409 up there, Flyboy FX is up there. If anyone's going to spot anything, it's going to be them, not him. I don't know why he's dancing, but I took the opportunity to be pretty upset with him. I let him know, hey, you mind not sitting right in front of me? I could one-shot your tank. And he goes, oh, okay, well, And then I thank him. But I don't even think he read it. I don't even think he was aware of it. The average player on World of Tanks, not exactly the brightest of bulbs. But we're heading south here. Let me go ahead and speed it up. Because we got that shot at the turret taken care of. We'll move up here. Now I see this T-28 prototype and I know that it's got tough armor in the front, and that's why I hope and pray that I see the side of his tank and he gives me a big side. I end up doing about 650 damage of that, and then someone followed up for the finish to 717, but then he pounds me with 368 right on my turret, and I end up finding his side armor and luckily penetrated and took him out. Usually when a tank attacks me, it doesn't survive. If I know where they are, then proper movement and, an accurate gun can really make a huge difference. So I'm moving down this road here, speed it up a bit. Now I do know that Dewey Dan and the Comet and the T-3485 that are on my team right here, Satan and Dewey Dan, are actually watching the left side of the map. So if there are any artillery down here in this corner here, then they'll definitely have already discovered it. So I have a feeling that it's over here, and actually somebody marks the map right at G1 to indicate where they think the artillery is. There it is. Drox 247 and his Jumbo Sherman marks G1, and he wasn't far off. I'm going to speed it up a bit here. I end up cutting through the town and then watching my right side because I know that there's a lot of tanks over there. Hoping to see if I can get a shot off on one of them. And really I consider it a lost cause. So I end up moving on as soon as that VK ends up turning the corner behind the building. So I end up moving south of the castle, and this is right where it starts to pick up. Panther that I had in my sights instantly is eliminated. Oh, but look at that. One of the Arties. I take a shot and miss. The Comet makes a shot and misses. I know where he is, and I'm surprised the Comet hasn't gotten him yet, but as soon as I reload... Got him. The damage on this gun is incredible. As a matter of fact, the armor-piercing ammunition It's capable of 490 damage with 250 millimeters of penetration approximately. Take out the Dicker Max, and I know the KV-2 is back there as well. Let's end up moving up a bit, dodging the last shot by the Comet. And I know this KV-2 is the king of derp. He will definitely kill me with this turret, so I fire early. Fire very early in my aim, and we spot another artillery to my left. The Lore 155-50. As soon as my gun is pointed at him, I pull the trigger. Because I know that the accuracy of this thing is spectacular. You just need to get the turret in the right position. So, yeah. That concludes that. One hell of a game, 5 kills, lots of damage. And you really can't ask for much more than that. Alright, let's take a look at the cards for that game. First of all, we've got a Mastery Badge 3rd class. Not my greatest performance, but what are you going to do? We've got a Reaper Ribbon, which represents an award for defeating 3 or more enemies using a single shell each. I thought that was pretty cool. We got a Fighter Ribbon for destroying 4 or 5 vehicles, of course, and Fire for Effect, which means that I dealt more damage to the enemy than the total HP of my vehicle. But take a look at the right side there. We got a Puscucci's medal, which used to represent 3 kills of an SPG in the same game, but since 3 SPGs can no longer appear in a game, it has been downgraded to 2. If we take a look at the team score, the Scorpion G dealt 1,936 damage with 5 kills, 837 experience. The only one to do better was the Lore 40T with 2,200 damage. Only 2 kills, however. I did quite clean up at the end of that one, didn't I? If we look at the detailed report, 8 shots fired, 7 hits, 7 penetrated. Very nice. Almost 2,000 damage, 748 of which was beyond 300 meters. Total profit, 53,953 credits. So that does it for me here. This is BeefyTanks. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe, and click that little bell so you know when I'm releasing stuff in the future. If you have any comments for me, please leave them below. And I do plan on making a whole lot more Rheinmetall Scorpion videos, just because the Scorpion G is just OP as hell. The gun's great, the penetration's awesome, damage is awesome, and mobility is great as well. Just be careful you don't get hit with any HE. Anyway, guys, keep it beefy on the battlefield. See you next time.